This podcast is part of the Big Heads Media Podcast Network. For more great podcasts, head over to bigheadsmedia.com. This week on a new TV Tuners, Swanson and Stairmaster enter the Space Jam.
Oh man, I wish we were back on the submarine.
I'm a basketball. And Kyorain learns the true meaning of being a cowboy.
There's only 3 rules of the gunman. Number 1 is... wait.
All that and more on a new TV Tuners. Hi there, folks, and welcome to TV Tuners. It's a television podcast for the true fanatics. It's a weekly dive in the latest in TV news and reviews. I'm your host, Swanson. With me, as always, is my co-host and big man made of moss, Stairmaster.
I really have nothing for that guy. He was kind of just there.
He was important.
I was expecting you to make me be. I was expecting to make me the cat or the rhyming wizard.
No, I made you the Moss Man because he's all about that green.
Oh. Yeah, I am about that hustle Sigma grind set.
That's right, yeah. I guess I could have made you the cat.
Abundance mindset.
Scared cat, Stairmaster.
Oh! What if we just didn't battle?
Wow. What a scaredy cat. A cat who I had forgot talked.
What?
I didn't remember the cat doing that, but... and with us, as always, of course, is our other co-host and big burly man with a mustache who has very important things to do, Kyorain.
Yeah, I'm up to some important business here. I'm going to be helping out a lot and doing a lot of things.
Wait, which burly man with the mustache?
The only burly man with a mustache.
Did the king not have a mustache?
He had a beard. Difference.
Oh.
Yeah, both, right?
Let's just call him Tom Selleck.
When you have a beard, the mustache is implied, otherwise it's going to look really weird.
I guess.
Like, can you think of a person you've seen with a beard who has no mustache?
I guess I don't.
I mean, like a really big beard that covers your face and absorbs a mustache. So, like a dwarf or a Santa Claus or a Santa dwarf.
I guess that's still having a mustache, but it's just like it's not really a focal point of your face anymore.
Yeah, the goal of the mustache is sort of just to take up that upper lip area. Really clear all that space out. Anyway, welcome to TV Tuners.
Gross as hell.
Snarly. Yeah, TV Tuners, the home of great TV content. And hey, listen here. If you like what you're listening to, well, hey, that's great. We love that you're listening to us. But what if you had any quips, comments, a question, maybe a foresight? Otherwise? Well, you could send any of that stuff over to us at our email address, tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com, and we'll read it aloud here on the pod. What's that email address, Kyorain?
tvtuners@gmail.com.
Yes.
That's right. You could be like Gio, who sent us this email. Soprano hole.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Tone!
Fellas,
spread 'em!
Fellas, when Tony named his daughter Melody, did he know that soprano was already a music word?
There's a lot of layers to this.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it since I saw this email. I don't think so. I think if someone brought it up, he would be pissed off.
I feel like David Chase would be very upset if he read this email.
He's like, "What, you think I do with the thematic naming of my kids?
What the fuck's a soprano? That's my name.
Yep.
You making fun of my name?
Melody and A sharp soprano.
Hey, you think you're some fucking kind of wise guy, huh? Making fun of my name?
I don't care if it's in the books. Take it off.
Leave my daughter out of it, okay?
Honestly, I am shocked you would bring up this sort of thing around outsiders.
I mean, I'm sure David Chase was aware that they are two music things.
Yes.
But Tony Soprano was not. He just thought it was a nice name.
Yeah, and Philly Leotard doesn't know what a leotard is.
No. There's no way.
And Polly Walnuts, he doesn't know.
Well, that's not actually his last name.
Yeah, but he doesn't know what a walnut is anyway.
Yeah, he wouldn't know a walnut if he saw one. He'd think it was a peanut. I can't get these peanuts open for the life of me.
Why is this pistachio so big?
Walnut.
So yeah, Gio, I hope that helps. Do you guys want to hear? I got Gmail has some responses that I should send to Gio. Do you think any of these are good? Yes. Okay. Not that I know of. No, well, not yet.
Those are some good responses.
I think I'm not yet.
Is yes with an exclamation point or yes with a period?
It's yes with an exclamation point.
Oh, those are all so good. I think I'm gonna go with not that I know.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. All right, well, I've sent that email to you, Gio, so look forward to that in your mailbox.
Not yet was equally good, but I think not that I know of. It's just
like I could be wrong, but as far as my knowledge of The Sopranos goes, he's not aware.
It's not yet confirmed, guys. That's
maybe in the movie that's coming out. It's gonna be confirmed.
Yeah,
they're gonna be like, "Hey, you know that's a music thing, right?" And he's like, "Shut the fuck up."
So, do you think it was Tony's idea or Carmela's idea?
It's got to be Carmela's idea. He got the name the boy, and she got the name the girl. That's how it went, right?
Yeah, definitely.
So,
yeah.
What level of irony are we operating on right now?
What do you mean?
We're constantly operating on like at least base level 6 irony.
Okay.
All right. Well, with all that out of the way, listen, email, that's all fine and dandy. But we also have Twitter that we curate. And by we, of course, mean our crack team of interns. They're scouring the globe, making sure that you have the best TV content available for you at TV Tuners on Twitter. But it's not the only thing they do.
I heard we were down to 4 interns. Is that right?
Well, I've been withholding the rations because the quality of their work suffered as of late.
Yeah, they've been tweeting a lot less for some reason.
Maybe they've just been really hard at work at the true purpose of the Twitter account, which, as we all know, is to find each week the tweet of the week. And Stairmaster, they found a doozy this week, is that right?
Yes. Okay, this tweet comes from @BozoBubby, and it's a comic, a 2-panel comic. They're in the car, and there's a guy and a girl, and the guy says, "Want to watch me smoke weed and play a 1-player video game until I pass out?" And the woman's like, "I was worried you'd never ask." And in panel 2, they're making out.
Yeah.
Hashtag relatable.
Hashtag unrelatable.
Wow.
Hashtag relationship goals.
Hashtag not me. Hashtag wish that were me. Hashtag sad boy.
Hashtag goals.
Yeah, these are hashtag relationship goals right here.
Yeah, not until you pass out.
If you don't agree, you're a liar.
Not until she passes out, but until he passes out.
Yeah, well, presumably she will also pass out sometime later. So
We all eventually will pass out.
for the final time.
Yes.
Yeah, I just like the idea that like the person who's actually engaged in the activity passes out first.
True. Yeah. It's weird that we have pass out, which means go to sleep, and then we have pass away, which is die.
Yeah, when you sleep, you're pretty much dead, honestly, if you think about it.
It's frightening to think about, Kieran.
It's kind of comforting to think about. I mean, think about it. Death isn't that unfamiliar to us.
Yeah, I mean, sure, death is when your brain's like doing nothing. Sleep is when your brain's like doing all sorts of crazy stuff, but same thing, right?
You're the one who said
Yeah.
it was like death. Fuck you.
There's always like the going theory that when you die, Kieran, your brain like fires like all of its synapses at once, and you just go into like a dreamlike state.
For all eternity.
Yeah.
I've heard the theory that you're just stuck on your last thought forever.
All right. Well, that's horrifying.
It could
Anime
be.
breast for eternity?
Yes. Same.
Yeah. Yeah. Kyo is stuck thinking about
Kyo's-
Haman Karn for all eternity.
Kyo's like, wow, bazoongas! And then the lady beheads him with a fan. Because he was actually an assassin.
So that means if you die like via like murder, your final thought is just like, oh
No! Yes!
that's
That would suck.
horrible. Yeah.
It's like, the question in my mind would be, who's this ski mask guy?
Hey!
Hey, it's the guy from my favorite show, Delocated.
Whatever happened to Delocated? Did he get out okay?
I think it ended on its own terms.
No, I mean, did the guy get out okay from the mafia?
Oh. I don't remember.
I think he was fine the whole time through. He was just having a good old time, really.
Yeah. I don't really remember the show outside of the gag that his wife and child were also wearing ski masks and had their voice altered.
Yeah.
And then they weren't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good time.
I think that was a good show, as far as I can
Probably.
tell.
Yeah.
I don't think it was racist at any point. I don't
That's
think
that's the highest note you could possibly hit, right? Like not like 0% racism.
Yes.
Well, especially on that type of programming hour. When you get past midnight, the racism meter goes up.
Yeah, the closer you are to Aqua Teen Hunger Force, the more likely you are to have something to say about the blacks.
Very true. That's why Fat Guy on the internet failed.
Oh, did it? I don't.
No,
I don't remember
I don't know.
a single episode about race in that.
Fat guy on
I'm
the
sure
internet?
there wasn't.
No, it's fat guy stuck in internet.
That's
Fat
right.
guy stuck in internet. That was a real thing that was on TV?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't. If Fat Guy Stuck in Internet happened now, there would definitely be racial comments being made.
Wait. Fat guy stuck... Hold on.
What, fat guy?
What
in
do you
internet?
need to know about the name, Kyo? It says it all there.
Fatguy.com?
Let me take a look at this. No, this isn't real.
It's real. It happened. I remember it.
I'm looking at it on Google and it's not real. Like, I see the pictures of it. I see, like, there's videos of it out there. Wikipedia article, but it's not real.
Well, we live in a strange universe, Keo.
Yeah, lots of things you think aren't real are, in fact, very real.
The whole reality thing has been kind of just falling apart since at least 2016.
True.
Reality's been falling apart since 2016?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
I mean, there
Well,
was a
wait.
damn Cheeto in the White House, Keo. That's unreal.
What year did this, No, it's been falling apart since apparently 2007 when the pilot for this aired. This Fat Guy Stuck in Internet.
The thing is,
Oh.
Fat Guy Stuck in the Internet, you make that show in 2008, yeah, it's like a fun little time because the internet's like a wondrous place.
The internet's like a sideshow still.
Yeah. You make that show now in 2021, it's like a horror movie.
It's basically The Purge.
Yeah, this man
That's how
is
you'd
stuck
have to
in
shoot it.
internet purge.
Yeah, social media has not made our lives better, has it?
No, I'd say it's made it worse.
Yeah, that's why I'm on Twitter 24/7 now.
Yeah. I love my brain.
Yeah, I can't wait for it to be intact.
I can't wait for it to shut off forever.
I can wait for that. I'll
Well,
give
you
it
get
a
stuck
good
on your last thought, which is probably about like global warming or something.
Yeah, it's about like looking at the thermometer and it's like 200 degrees Celsius, and you're just like, interesting.
I'm just like, yeah, I told them this was going to happen. It's just that echoing for all of eternity.
What if I bet you Stairs' last thought is actually going to be something strangely poetic? Like he's going to be like, "Alas, humanity was still stuck to Earth's gravity."
Yeah. No, yeah.
I'm going to be thinking like the moon is really big when you think about it.
I'm going to be like, oh no, a fire tornado!
That tornado's carrying a car!
Meanwhile, I'm going to be like, no, not the axe! Anyway, I'm going to tune in on this tweet.
Yeah. Wow, we took a long time talking about that tweet, huh?
Yeah, took it the long way around. Anyway. Alright, let's get to the rabble then, huh?
What? What's that?
Well, okay, Ryan, the Rebel is a segment here on the pod where, before we go and talk about the show that we watched this week, Masters of the Universe Revelation.
Is this like a Bible thing?
I guess.
Some people think it is.
We we look at what people on IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes are saying about the show and giving you a little sneak peek of what others have to say before you get our official TV Tuners consensus. So we got some IMDb reviews here. We got some Rotten Tomatoes picks from critics. Who wants to start us off?
I'll go first with a positive review.
Are you sure you don't want us to start off solid with the bigot review here?
No. Absolutely not. So this comes from David Talbot, who writes, way better than the Original. The Original series was an endless commercial for toys. It featured two macho characters, He-Man and Skeletor, facing off continuously over an effort to either capture or defend Castle Grayskull. The plot was repetitive and predictable, and it wasn't good. It was bad. This is awesome! You could tell that Smith refined his storytelling craft while writing comic books, because this showed storyline arch and develop as if they were being told issue by issue. Each episode has a clearly defined story of its own and is part of an overarching whole. The world building has excellent depth, and the lore was well established. It felt like watching a very well crafted anime, except there isn't any fan service sexy stuff. The show follows the arch of the female protagonist Teela and besmirches Adam, aka He-Man, for being such a liar. If your kids are dead set on watching a bottom-up show that focuses on violence, then this is definitely the one you should encourage them to watch. Women can have power, men can be damsels. This show rocked. Thank you, Netflix, and thank you, Kevin Smith. 9 out of 10, 0 out of 2 found this helpful.
Oh, brutal.
Nobody saw it, nobody liked it.
Yeah, and he's been an IMDb member for 3 days.
Oh, alright.
He signed up just for this?
Yeah.
I'm glad it's got a good arch, because that means you don't have to put any insoles in your shoe to make it.
Thank you, Swanson. I was going to make some kind of architecture joke, but that would have been like really bad.
Yeah, that's a good review right there. I'm glad you liked the Domino's original pizza of this show.
Stop.
What do you say? What do you say? Oregano? What was the
Original.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad this person liked it. Don't get me wrong. That's good. Good on them. They were just so. I have to assume they were just so excited that they didn't do a once over on the review.
Yeah, they had to get it out.
Way better than Original. All right, you going with the Rotten Tomato?
If you're not spicing your foods with He-Man,
look, I don't want to end off with this with this
Too
review,
bad.
honestly. Can I
Too
go
bad.
next?
No. We always do the
sure.
Rotten Tomatoes in the middle.
Well, I guess we'll do it at the end this time for Kyo's sake.
Okay. This is a 1 out of 10. And it says, worst MOTU series ever. This is by Bruce _ NSU. What?
Wayne.
Just by
Nope.
Bruce Wayne.
Bruce _ NSU -66337. And it starts off basically just like this person's overwhelmed with what they have to say about this program. It says, where to start? Worst storytelling. Worst plot. Worst in everything. And funny part is in this series, there is no existence of He-Man.
That's true. There is no existence of He-Man.
It's true. He-Man does not exist in this show. I watched the first episode. I was like, where's He-Man?
I just don't consider it as a He-Man series. It's all about Teela and her journey. It's more of a fan fiction series, and most appropriate name should have been She-Man.
Oh, no.
Oh, got him.
Yeah, really. That makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Please.
She-Man. That's good, yeah.
Yeah, really. Please don't waste your time on this until it... please don't waste your time on this until and unless you only want to see Teela. Next paragraph.
Oh.
Oh, no.
I am perfectly fine with LGBT community.
Yes.
But this
okay.
project is pretty badly produced and delivered. No connection with the original series. That's it.
All right.
615 out of 898 found this helpful.
Wow.
Well, I guess he's right.
Yeah. Damn. All right.
So yeah,
well,
like just whenever you have to just put a full statement about the LGBT community with no other like nothing, that tells you you're not perfectly fine with anybody, right?
Yeah.
Also, that had nothing to do with what he said afterwards.
Yeah, like nothing to do with what came before it, except for the strange. I don't even want to say it's transphobic She-Man statement because it doesn't even make sense.
I thought this was going to be more misogynistic, Kyo. I'm kind of disappointed.
No, it's just like, well, I didn't want to like platform like ultra bigoted stuff, but this is just like incoherent, like strangely like grandpa writing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this is an old man yelling at a cloud. I mean, I have to assume it was an old man because he's talking about the original series, which you would have to be old as dust to remember at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, old as dust to care about, anyway.
That's true, yeah. Alright, well, over in Rotten Tomatoes land, things are a little wild. So, I want to preface this by saying that I had learned beforehand that this show, as Kyo's review might have clued you in on, was review bombed over Rotten Tomatoes pretty hard. So the audience scores may be a little bit off because... So normally the user ratings, they're pretty low, right? I mean, what do you think the range is for user ratings on this? Like, what do you think the number is?
You said I got review bombed, so I'm guessing like maybe like 15-20%.
Oh, no. I'm talking about how many user ratings do you think there were? Because normally it's around, like, the hundreds. Like, it's normally in, like, 100, 200. Normally it's around, like, 100, 200. This one is 3,612 reviews.
So people were really, like, upset about, like, something. Close. I know that there was a whole thing with, there was a whole thing with She-Ra, right, where... She wasn't like super feminine or something, and people were just like real upset about that one. Just like real passionate, real worked up. And they're like
tangentially related, I guess. So, so here's the tomato meter here. It's certified fresh. This show, 96%. Critics love this.
Oh, that's That's like a tomato with like a emblem around it.
It's a big tomato. It's got a little certified fresh stamp behind it.
That's crazy.
Now, audience score, that's a 36%.
Wow, some people are really upset about this program.
Yeah, people are really speaking their mind on this program. So I'll start off with the positive review here. This positive review is from James Crute of stuff.co.nz.
Okay, good website.
Look. Yeah,
Hold on,
you gotta
say this in an accent.
What accent is that? New Zealand?
New Zealand, yeah.
I'm
so
not,
it's like Australian but softer.
Look, it's not an animated Game of Thrones, but it's something far more interesting, nuanced, and less shallow. Akin to Netflix's Dark Crystal series or Shadow and Bone.
Oh, our favorites.
So it's not Game of Thrones, but it is more interesting and nuanced, less shallow. Is He-Man less shallow, do you think, than Game of Thrones?
I think the show was like pretty campy.
Yeah, I think they were like really leaning into the 80s cheese, right?
Yeah.
Like, there are a number of puns in this that I don't think I ever heard on Game of Thrones.
Oh, yes.
And a lot of people expositing their feelings, too.
Yeah.
Well,
also,
yeah,
just a lot of exposition in general.
But no one's having sex while the exposition's happening. That's how you know it's shallow.
That's true, yeah. And then I got this negative review here. Now, as you might imagine, there were only a few negative reviews, but this one was a bit of a doozy. It's from Grace Randolph of Beyond the Trailer. Feels like it's looking to upset, well, everyone. From queer baiting to spoilers. Some good elements, but nowhere near the quality of Powerhouse Animation's other shows.
Spoilers?
I'm assuming the spoilers are, spoiler, He-Man dying.
Rest in peace. He's dead.
There's no way he's coming back from that. We saw his dead corpse.
He was like, I don't live!
Yeah. I have the death! And then he died. That was then he died, and then a narrator came out and said, and thus He-Man died.
Okay, I want you guys to picture this. Just use your mind's eye. Picture this. Think of like, just picture it, Sarah. Don't object. As a 5-minute sequence where He-Man, groggily climbs into a coffin.
All while being like, Tila, I'm sorry.
God, I wish that was me.
Yeah, you're jealous for He-Man. That's the true power fantasy.
Finally being able to die.
Yeah.
Freedom from this podcast.
Anyway, I guess we haven't watched all the episodes, so I don't know if the queer baiting is accurate, but I guess a little bit if you don't confirm that the Tila's friend is gay or Tila. Even though they seem to not heavily imply it, but it seems to be implied.
Also, this show seems way straighter than the original He-Man.
That seems impossible, Stairmaster.
Well, because you know that the original He-Man was basically made by every gay person in the animator community in the 80s. It had a famous
his name was
reputation.
He-Man,
so,
and he had a loincloth.
Yeah. And
but
the
He-Man
whole sword
himself never
transformation
did
is sort
anything
of like
gay.
But the sword transformation is sort of like a metaphor for coming out of the closet.
I'm pretty sure I saw the same YouTube video Stair saw.
Yeah, Skeletor is very queer coded.
I suppose that's true, which is why he's voiced by Mark Hamill here.
Noted queer.
Yeah, everyone's favorite
gay icon.
Yeah, everyone's favorite gay icon. Anyway, that's it for the rabble, I guess. So I just have one important question here. What'd you guys watch? Anything fun? Interesting?
I want to watch some movies.
Yeah, watching some movies.
I'm what they call a TV novice. I don't really watch TV. I don't know what to watch.
I watched The Usual Suspects, directed by Bryan Singer, starring Kevin Spacey, executive producer Bill Cosby.
Oh.
Anything
Consulting
problematic
by
to report?
Roman Polanski.
Yeah. Produced by Harvey Weinstein.
I feel like that movie the movie kind of just hinges on its ending, and once you see that, I feel like it ruins any rewatch value it has.
The ending, Kieran, is that Kevin Spacey is the bad guy all along.
Is a murderer, a sociopath, a heartless murderer who cannot be stopped by the legal system, just like real life.
That's pretty spooky.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if I turned out to be a sociopathic murderer?
Yes.
How shocking that would be.
Well, it wouldn't be that shocking, to be honest. We've seen tendencies before.
Oh.
We've talked
We'd
about
be like, yeah, I saw this one coming, but I didn't prevent it anyway.
Yeah.
And you're going to let it keep happening, too.
Yeah.
Also, I watched Raging Bull.
Was that good? Does that tune in?
I guess it's a
in a way, also about a sociopathic murderer.
Yeah, but no pedophilia.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he is a pedophile since his second wife was 15 when he met her. And he does go to jail for introducing a 14-year-old to his club.
That's a Bible.
Okay.
So how was it, Stare? Did you feel?
It's like that movie taught me that masculinity is a prison.
And I've got the keys.
Yes.
Let's ride.
I feel like it's cheating to make your movie in black and white.
Cheating?
Why? Expand on that.
It just gives it this degree of classiness to its visuals, just by default.
I
go, wow, black and white.
There are definitely movies that are in black and white that do not feel classy, though.
And by that point, Scorsese had what's his name on as his DP, so he didn't really need to. It would have looked amazing, anyways.
Yeah.
Anyways, I will be killed for this opinion next week. Within the next week.
For thinking that it shouldn't be black and white.
Yeah.
Stairmaster restarting the movement. Colorize Raging Bull.
They should make it like, instead of black and white, they should give it like a greenish color.
No.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, give it a hazy tone. Put that sort of sepia tone on it that happens whenever Breaking Bad is in Mexico.
Yeah. And also put black bars on the top and bottom too.
Yeah. Well, I finished a program that we've all been waiting with bated breath for me to finish.
Oh, Kevin can fuck himself?
No, although it's on my list. I finished Zeta Gundam.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's, those last couple episodes, huh? Real sad boy territory. This is the definition of, the TV tuners coined broken boys programming.
I would simply not fight in a war.
Well, my favorite part of the Zeta Gundam was when Camille tried to do like the new type link with Haman, and she was like, "This is offensive to me. Don't do that."
What the fuck is wrong with you?
She said, "What the fuck were you thinking?"
My favorite part's the part where Camille's just like, "All I'm good for is killing," and then no one's around to tell him otherwise. Yeah. So he just stews in his sadness.
Yeah.
My favorite part is the part right before Jared dies where he's like, technically you've killed more people than me. And Camille has like no real response other than die.
Which is a fair response to Jared.
Well, yeah. I like that he doesn't even really die from someone shooting him as much as he's in an explosion and can't get out. He just gets hurtled towards an explosion and dies.
Yeah, and the episode just is like, okay, the show's over. See you next week.
Yes. Also, he's caught in an explosion that was directly caused by one of his teammates.
Ironic.
Yeah, like I can't think of a more like sad boy, broken boy hour show than Zeta Gundam. Can you?
The Sopranos.
About as many people die in the last couple episodes.
When you think about it, the group's conflict is basically white caps.
Yeah. True.
Best.
When you think about it, at the end of the show,
train.
that black is Tony's mind shutting off.
Yes, because Optimus Sirocco is the guy with the members only jacket.
Yeah, of course.
The only thing Sopranos was missing was like a backdrop of a genocide happening.
Oh. I mean, that's what the Christopher Columbus episode was about.
It was a genocide that happened like a long time ago, though.
Yeah, but we're just dancing on their graves even now, Kia. We're recording this podcast on stolen land.
Well, the show does take place in the 90s, so it was sort of building up to an eventual genocide of sorts. Cultural.
Interesting thought.
Anyway, yeah, it's a good show. It's
greatest of all time.
It's depressing. I mean, it is definitely, of the Gundam shows I've watched, the best.
It's like 2?
Well, I mean, I guess I'm counting... Origins wasn't a show, but I'm counting those as well. It's the best of the 3 things I've watched Gundam-wise.
And that CGI Gundam that was on Toonami for a bit, where the Gundam's a little guy.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I could count Gundam Wing, but I don't really remember it, so...
Yeah, that's not fair. Also, watching something as a kid is like... that's not valid.
It's completely different territory. I liked Tenchi Muyo as a kid. There's no way that shit's good.
Oh, we gotta watch and see how it aged.
Well,
what if it's actually really good and we were correct as children? For the wrong reason,
I'd be shocked. I mean, I also watched like Inuyasha as a kid, which is another show that probably isn't good.
Oh, even as a kid, I knew that show wasn't good, but I still watched it anyways.
I liked Inuyasha.
It was like... Well, it was impossible not to watch because it was like on 4-hour blocks every night on Adult Swim.
Yeah, and I watched it. All of it.
Yeah. It's a great show. Terrific stuff. Anyway, Zeta Gundam is cool, kicks ass. They really... it's a real shame about all those women.
I mean, the guy with the black hole in his hand would have fit in perfectly in Zeta Gundam.
I feel like he would have been the perfect antithesis to Optimus Sirocco.
Or Hankin.
No, I think him and Hankin would be buddies because they have a mutual attraction to someone who doesn't reciprocate.
There have to be like space bees, though.
Oh, so he couldn't use his powers to suck up Gundam.
I did say bees. There have to be space bees, so he couldn't use his power.
Yeah, because he would just suck up the Gundams right away, and then the conflict would be over.
Yeah.
Like, they would shoot the Grips laser, and he would just suck it up.
Yes, it's a running thing that happened in Inuyasha, where, like, he couldn't use his powers ever because Naraku would send his bugs out, and he'd be like, I can't because the bees.
The bees got in my hand, and now it hurts.
They stung me. The bee bit my bum and now it's big. Look.
And he never had a counter after all of the time fighting Naraku. He never had a counter for it. It was always just, not the bees again.
Yeah, it was like,
how'd he know?
I can't use my wind tunnel because the bees are here. So sorry guys, I'm just gonna have to use my staff, which does like 5 damage per hit.
I got a really OP ability, so I can't really use it against the bad guy. I would easily solve this problem, so...
Anyways, back to groping women.
Yeah, great.
Do you ever think he accidentally sucked up a woman, groping them?
Yes.
Oh, God.
He would feel sad about it for about 5 minutes.
Until next episode.
It'd be like the cactus flowers blooming.
Anyway, yeah, good show. A shame about like more than half of those women characters. I guess all of them, really, not even more than half.
Well, Belcher Chica made it out okay.
Yeah, I guess Fa's
MVP
okay.
of the show.
Fa made it out all right.
Yeah, they do a moderately better job in Double Zeta, which you're skipping, I think.
I mean, I might go watch it later in my life.
Swanson be like, fuck those kids.
Yeah, you gotta see like the 80s lady though.
You mean
who gets horny when she's in a mobile suit? No.
No, there's literally a woman that they were like, this is the 80s, right? Let's put like an 80s woman.
Yeah, she's got, like, Hot Wheels hair. And her new type abilities involve her getting horny when she's in the mobile suit.
Okay.
And going out of control.
You guys are convincing me to watch now.
And the char of that show is a guy who really wants to fuck Haman Karn, but is too dumb.
Yeah, he's like, his whole shtick is like he's gonna do something, and he thinks back to Haman telling him not to do it, and then he does it anyway.
Today I will eat this chicken raw.
Alright, so he sounds less like the Char and more like the Jared of the show.
Well, Jared was the original Char ripoff.
I guess that's true, yeah.
He's like a Jared
he really
with
got
a
the
smaller...
short end of the stick, huh? He showed up and
He's
he was like the antagonist, and then Poptimus is like, no thank you, I am.
Yeah.
He's like a Jared with like a much smaller kill count.
But everyone loves him more, so I guess he's more successful.
Okay, this is a fun thought experiment. Who in Zeta Gundam is actually talked about in terms of the Grips conflict?
Oh,
I mean,
Bright
Char,
Noah,
obviously.
for sure. Bright Noah and Char, obviously, are the two biggest names.
Yeah.
Presumably, Amuro was doing some crazy shit off screen.
Yeah, I'm sure Amuro gets a lot of recognition considering he comes back. I guess Camille is probably mentioned a good bit.
Yeah, he did have like an absurdly high kill count.
And the Titans, I don't know.
And he did literally steal.
I feel like they do mention Poptimus in the Titans, but he is just like a subclass. Like he's just someone that you hear about who, like when you go to like a Civil War museum and you hear about some dude who just died during a last stand.
Like it'd be like States' Rights Evanston or whatever the fuck his name was.
Yeah,
State Rights Geist. You'd just be like,
but like
look
no
at this
one's
weird
talking
guy
about
that they had.
No one's talking about Reko Alande.
Oh
one's talking about
she's
Emma
forgotten.
Sheen. Yeah,
she dies for real. Nobody's mourning her.
Yeah, Emma was right. Yeah, like everyone else is pretty much just maybe, big maybe. There's a little bit about Henkin, but that's it.
He might get a cool shout out. There might be like a cool anecdote in a history book that history teachers love to tell their students.
Yeah.
How this guy like sacrificed himself and it was like nothing.
Yeah. Children, never get this cucked.
Really, that is the lesson of the Grips conflict. Is what?
Yeah, true. Like even Jared, I guess Jared has a pretty high kill count on the other side, so maybe he...
Yeah, he would be in history books, like, in the sense that Nazi aces were in history books. Yeah. But he wouldn't be, like, very important.
True. I love that he never even gets to finish his last words.
Yeah.
What do you think he was going to say?
Oh, no. I'm sorry.
That would be even more tragic. Sorry. Sorry I killed your mom and your dad.
I would be very immature.
Well, he didn't kill his dad. That's supposed to be, I think, it was Char.
It's very ambiguous, but it was probably Char. Like, I feel like Camille's dad is probably getting more in the history books than Jared, because that's a crazy story when you think about it.
Yeah, true. Well, yeah, so I'm going to say Zeta Gundam, tune in. So It's a definite improvement over the original series. For one, the animation is way better. The music kicks all sorts of ass.
Yeah, nobody went to the hospital this time around.
True. Like, from the first episode, I was already on board with the music. Like, the music is just very, very good stuff. Both themes are really good. I love that in the second theme, they make sure no one is smiling. They even take away Camille's smile when they reuse the animation of him giving a thumbs up.
Yeah, it's just the perfect opening to tell you that things are not going to have a happy ending.
Yeah, the only bad part is the Titans' mech designs aren't very good compared to Zeon's.
Yeah, but Poptimus looks really good in that intro.
I like how they have, like, gross, like, bug mechs.
They got, like, bulbous mechs.
Yeah.
Good, like, how can you pilot that and think you're, like, doing a good thing?
Yeah, like, it's weird because they're essentially giving them the same mechs as the Nazis that they just fought had.
Oh yeah, they literally start off piloting very half-assed upgraded Zaku's.
And then they're just like, yeah, this is cool. We're essentially using the enemy's weapon, but it's fine. We're good, guys.
We're good.
But I mean, also AUG is basically using Xeon weapons as well. The Rick Diaz is like a evolutionary offshoot of the Dom.
Yeah, true.
Dom.
But then they get the Zeta Gundam, and I think it's all good.
Yeah.
Well, where's the upgraded Goof at?
I'm sure there's a model kit.
I want, like, the Zeta Goof.
There's the Goof Custom, which appears in 8th MS Team.
Okay, get me one. In real life. I want to pilot it.
Keo wants to start his own Goof troop.
True.
Alright, yeah, so enough of all that. Let's get to something important. The news.
Do we have time for that?
Yeah. So yeah, listen, there's been some events, some stuff going down. Also, I do want to mention, I forgot to bring it up earlier on the pod. We've been doing this for 3 years. This is our third anniversary, technically.
That's crazy. How could that possibly happen?
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, we've been at it for a while, guys. Just something to think about there. Because we've been at it for a while, but there are people who've been at it longer. For instance, The Simpsons. We've got at least 30 years to catch up to them.
Mm.
And they're planning on celebrating their... Yeah, you think we're going to do it?
I mean, that's not possible. They're not going to go off the air.
Oh, yeah, it's true. They're going to just, like... Because by the time the voice actors die, they're just going to have enough audio to make, like...
a computer.
Computers
model.
Do it. They don't even have writers anymore.
Marge will, in fact, become a robot.
For the 33rd season premiere, a phrase that I shudder even saying, it looks like The Simpsons are hyping up what is described as their first musical episode, a thing that I don't think is true.
Yeah, sure they've not had a full musical before. I know they've definitely done songs, but they've never done like a full thing. Is that? I don't know.
I guess.
I mean,
I don't know.
musicals aren't full songs either.
It's like they're like 90% songs though, with like breaks between them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, rest assured, Marge is going to be singing in this show, but it's not going to be the voice actor for Marge. Thankfully, she's getting a new voice. She's getting a new singing voice for this episode.
I'm glad they decided not to just like kill her voice actor by making her sing through a whole thing.
Yeah, just not making sure that she doesn't just die in the studio.
I don't even think it's possible to sing while doing that voice. Well,
I mean, haven't they made her sing?
Okay, but that was 20 years ago.
That's
what I'm saying.
You can do it now.
Like, yeah, now she would just die. That's what I'm telling you.
I mean, could you sing in the Homer voice? Is that possible?
Give me a song to sing as Homer. No, do not do that. Don't do that.
All Star by Smash Mouth.
Somebody was...
You're just doing a vaporwave version of All Star. I guess Homer does sing a good bit, right? Like, he sings to himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
He sure does.
You can sing in a Homer voice.
Yeah.
But Marge is a little tougher. So yeah, she's gonna listen. That's just one of many news items from The Simpsons. By many, I mean 2 other items. This year's Treehouse of Horror. You know how most of the tree houses have like 3 stories or whatever.
This one has 8.
This one has 5 snippets of horror content.
Oh, fuck off! They can't even do.
So is that what happens? When you run out of ideas, you have just more ideas?
Yeah, you just have more. I think that averages out to like each episode or each story has 2 minutes tops.
Oh my god, right? They're going to do 22 short films about Springfield 2.
only worse because it's Treehouse Horror, so there's just no roles.
Steamed hams, except Skinner murders Superintendent Chalmers.
Exactly, yeah. And finally, in Simpsons news, Yeardley Smith, the voice of Lisa Simpson, said that...
Died.
No, she said that her deepest dream is for an episode where Lisa Simpson befriends The Rock.
Why?
What? That is not your deepest dream.
It's not. She doesn't expand on why that's her deepest dream, but did say that the show's writers have apparently floated this idea, and it's dependent on Dwayne Johnson ever agreeing to do the show.
I don't think so.
I can envision it now, and I hate it.
I can totally see it.
The Rock would look like in that art style.
And I could totally see The Rock being like, "Listen, Lisa, you just gotta believe in yourself."
Unless she's only learned at least 100 times by this point.
Yeah, at least.
And then Bart acts up, so he has to give him the people's elbow.
Yeah, he calls Bart a jabroni. He tells him to take that take a stroll on Know Your Role Boulevard. I like the idea of like The Rock doesn't really do the old catchphrases anymore, but I do like the idea of him doing it for The Simpsons. Mm. Bart Simpson walks in, he says, "What's your name?" And Bart says, "It doesn't matter what your name is."
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Funny.
Oh, imagine that imagine Stone Cold comes in the beer truck, but he can't spray anyone down because Homer puts his mouth on the hose. It's like, oh.
Alright, that's a good gag. You know what? I'm on board. And then he gives a stunner to Duff Man.
That'd be worth this entire crossover. I would watch that clip on YouTube for sure.
Yeah.
I would get a chuckle. Yeah. I'll go, heh. Thank you.
Who do you think's more likely to show up on The Simpsons first, The Rock or John Cena?
Char Aznable.
Oh. I don't like the idea of what he would do to The Simpsons.
He would drop something very heavy on Springfield.
He would definitely decide that that's a family that needs to be annihilated.
Yeah, he'd be getting Dobby flashbacks.
He sees the ghost of Frank Grimes talking to him.
He sees a ghost in the distance and he's like, "La la," and it's Frank Grimes.
Just imagine Char giving Homer a salute in front of his car, and then just Homer's like, "Hey, Char," and then he just like blasts him.
No. The Rocky bounces off the hood of his car and hits Hans Moleman instead.
Yes, exactly. Before the rocket hits his car, of course, Homer does the trademark, "Ah!"
Yeah, this is a good idea. Let's go down to wherever they make The Simpsons and pitch this.
Pedophile Island.
No, that's just where Matt Groening hangs out. I don't think he works on The Simpsons anymore.
Oh.
Well, speaking of potential law abusers, let's head over to the land of wrestling. At least tangentially related to wrestling things.
Oh?
WWE, in its continuing quest to become more and more of an entertainment company and less of a pro wrestling company, has announced recently that in a press release that it's teaming up with production company Blumhouse to work on a first ever scripted dramatic portrayal of a chapter in WWE's history. I know what Stairmaster's thinking immediately when I say that, and no, it is not about Chris Benoit.
Oh.
No, it'll instead be the first scripted portrayal of the time in the 90s when Vince McMahon was put on trial for allegedly supplying performers with steroids.
How'd that go?
I mean, he's rich, so how do you think it went?
A documentary titled My Struggle.
It's not even... That's the thing. It's not even a documentary. This is a scripted drama.
So this is about how he didn't do it and he's innocent and it was a witch hunt?
Well, let me describe what the press release says, and I think you can put two and two together. McMahon, with his liberty at stake, 2 school-age children at home, and with WWE on the brink of bankruptcy, refused to take a plea deal. Ultimately, McMahon stood trial and was acquitted unanimously by a jury of his peers, and went on to build a multi-billion-dollar global sports entertainment empire.
Was this before WCW got bad?
It
had to have been early 90s.
It was early 90s. This was before Hulk Hogan even joined WCW.
Oh.
This is actually sort of part of the reason why he did. Anyway, Hulk Hogan is in this trial, so I think this is a good excuse to get someone to play Hulk Hogan. Because he's involved in this trial pretty heavily.
I should have Hulk Hogan wait now. I was going to say they should have him play Vince McMahon, but that doesn't work chronologically.
Anyway, so he was acquitted, so spoilers for how this... It's weird that they announced that when I guess you're supposed to be like... I don't know. I guess they're trying... What are they trying for here? Like, this is going to be like an American Crime Story, like the OJ season?
Well, I think they're
rooting for the criminal?
I think they really want us to... I don't get it, like...
We all know they're doing steroids.
Well, yeah, we know for sure. Like, I don't know if Vince McMahon himself was giving them steroids, but I know for a fact that there were doctors associated with the company who did.
He probably knew a guy.
So is the point of this to make him look good, or just to tell a story? Because
profiles and courage, Vince McMahon.
Yeah. I guess a little of both. Little column A, little column B.
Starring Christian Bale as Vince McMahon.
Yeah, this is.
I would watch that. I would be afraid for Christian Bale for the amount of steroids he would have to take to be Vince McMahon.
This is propaganda, I think, guys.
Yeah, and we have to watch it.
The press release also describes. These are 2 quotes
Vince
here.
McMahon, it's handsome.
That the accusations are trumped up by overzealous columnists and a conviction-hungry FBI.
Oh, wow.
When you think about it, Vince McMahon was just a little guy.
He
was just a little millionaire who was forced to take action because people kept dying in his company.
I just love the idea of being investigated and then begrudging a prosecution-hungry FBI. It's like you can't look good with that in your horizon.
Yeah. Like, this would be one thing if it wasn't clear, if WWE clearly wasn't involved in this. But because it is, it just makes it look even, weirder. Because this is clearly just, like, a vanity project.
Yeah, why are they trying to set the story straight on something that happened 30 years ago?
They're trying to set the story straight on something that no one's talking about.
I don't think anyone even remembered until they brought it up.
Yeah, like, is Vince planning on writing a book if I did it?
And this totally convinces me that he totally did it.
Yeah, like, this is the work of a man who is now in his in his mid-70s and has decided that he really has to set the record straight on this thing that no one is talking about. He got acquitted
of in court.
Vince McMahon knows the end is near and is trying to get forgiveness for his sins from the Pope, but he needs to convince him somehow.
It's also a good time, as always, to remind you to bring up that during the pandemic, WWE released numerous superstars, which is what they call wrestlers, despite making record profits, and then did it again this year.
So they released superstars. That's like a really fun euphemism.
Yeah, I think the grand total between last year and this year is they've. Of wrestlers, at least. There's other people who've also been fired, is like at least in the 60s. So they let go of a lot of people just to try and save profits, even though they're fine. They're on track to have the most profitable year ever. But hey, let's invest some money in this steroid story.
I love this company. Thank you.
Hey, listen, they're the good guys, Kyorain, as you know, because the FBI failed.
No.
As they so often do.
Well, yeah.
Just imagine me like being an investigation, just saying like these FBI guys are so prosecution hungry.
I think that is one of those rare occasions where we're rooting for the FBI.
Yeah, well, when it comes to people with lots of money, I'm almost always rooting for the FBI.
I don't know why why that phrase is so funny.
I don't know, the idea that people who prosecute are prosecution hungry.
I wish the FBI tried to lose more often. That's the ideal legal.
Well,
I mean,
considering how Vince McMahon likes booking wrestlers, he too wishes they could lose more often. To Brock Lesnar!
It's just like, it doesn't look good if the FBI is sure you're guilty and they want to prosecute you.
Yeah. So who do we think... Okay, so Stair already said Christian Bale for Vince McMahon. Who do we think plays Hulk Hogan? Because you know he's going to be in this.
Mickey Rourke.
Me. I'm casted and ready to go down there.
Keo, I think Hulk Hogan might have a problem with you portraying him. Can't put my finger on what it would be, but there would be something that he didn't like about you portraying him.
Hopefully it's just because I'm not very big.
Oh, you're
sure
taller
that's
than
why.
him, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm not very big, is what I'm saying.
This guy's not big enough, brother.
It's okay. They'll give you the stuff they gave, what's his name?
Michael Jordan.
Kumail Nanjiani.
I don't think
they're gonna marvel you.
They're they're really gonna have to do a lot of work. Because it's not gonna work.
Aren't big enough, brother. Also, he's a beep.
Oh yeah.
What?
I've got the wrong complexion. Is that what you're saying?
Keo, there's a certain type of people that Hulk Hogan has expressed not being fond of.
Mm-hmm. West
Nerds?
Coasters. Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, listen here, Poindexter. You aren't taking the title from me.
It's not gonna work for me, brother.
How many nerd boy wrestlers have there been?
John Cena's a nerd.
I mean, yeah, John Cena is kind of a dweeb, but he's not a nerd.
I mean, like a nerd
John
boy.
Cena, John Cena's a jock, for sure. He's a Chad.
So, can you think of any?
John Cena was like a gamer. He had like a Commodore 64.
I mean, there are a lot of gamer wrestlers now, but I don't think they're nerds. Like, there's a lot of wrestlers who are like the type of kids in high school who listen to emo. Does that make them a nerd?
No, I'm talking about like a nerd boy, like, hey, guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it's not...
There was the Shockmaster was kind of a dweeb.
It's true, he did fall over on his debut. And then you could hear you could hear a British man in the background say, "He fell on his ass." So yeah, that's probably the closest approximation there, Kieran.
Okay, that's good enough for me.
I can't think of any. I'm sure there's someone out there who is like a dweeb wrestler, he has glasses with some tape in the middle. And he's pushing them up.
Yeah, I want that.
All right, I'm sure there's someone out there who's fulfilling that need, and I'll let you know, Kieran.
All right, give me that. Let me see him.
Let me see. Let the audience see.
What if they just completely changed the story at the end?
That's what they're gonna do.
Where it's gonna be like Vince McMahon is like vindicated in like the even more, like in a huge fashion, where the judge apologizes to him.
Why do you think that's not gonna happen?
I'm just throwing out hypotheticals. Like the judge is groveling before Vince's feet.
What if they change it to where he did do it and he's really sorry, but he still gets acquitted?
I would be even more confused about why they're... It would be even more confusing to me, yeah.
I feel really bad about what I did. I'm so sorry, jury. And they accept his apology and acquit him.
How do you plead? Sorry.
Anyway, if American Crime Story is still a thing, you could do a whole season on how Vince McMahon covered up a literal murder at one point in the 80s.
I want that.
Or you could just do a Benoit miniseries.
Well, yeah, that too, but that seems more sad.
Yeah, that's
anyway.
some sad boy
Yeah, that's
stuff.
like the Zeta Gundam of pro wrestling.
In a lot of ways, it paved the way for some counterattacks.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, that's about it for the news. But it's time for a segment near and dear to everybody's hearts. It's Trailer Blazers. Hit the theme, Keo.
Hit the theme, Stare.
I can't remember music. We've been recording the podcast too long.
Yeah.
All right. That's an interesting theme. Yeah, this week we're talking about our good pal Dexter. He's back. And he's better than ever.
Yeah, so can you explain the ending to the old program for me again, Swanson? Because I don't get it.
All right, sure. So Dexter ran for 8 seasons on the network Showtime, one of our favorites. And he was a serial killer who murdered serial killers. That was his whole deal. His actual job was that he was like a FBI specialist, something like that. It's not important. The main thing is that the show ended. Vince
McMahon's wrong side.
Yeah, that's right.
Going to exile.
He was prosecution hungry. He at the final season, his sister dies through the machinations of some sort of serial killer, and he leaves. He fakes his death and heads to the wilderness in Alaska to be a lumberjack. And that's the end of the show.
Yeah, that's a realistic ending for that character.
Yeah, I mean, what else could have possibly happened, Ryan?
Yeah, a guy with an insatiable need to kill is just gonna settle down in the woods.
I don't know why I said FBI, by the way. He works for the Miami Police Department as a forensic technician. So it sort of helps him with covering up the murders, by the way.
Yeah, that's pretty handy.
Yeah. So yeah, the original showrunner left around season 4, aka the last good season of Dexter, and is coming back for this revival here. The only returning person is Dexter because it would be weird for anyone else to come back. Also, maybe they'll bring someone back. It's not like it matters to me personally, but I'm sure someone would appreciate it. But yeah, so we get a lot of Dexter here. He's looking at knives. He's thinking about killing. He might be killing. Who knows?
He's at a store.
I mean, if nothing else, this trailer makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I mean, and also it's short. That's nice.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like, yeah, this is what we would expect to happen with this character. I'm assuming that he would try to do this and it would not work. And he would go back to killing or being involved in killing related things, at least.
Really, it's a mistake on his part to work at like a knife and gun store.
Yeah, I thought he was a lumberjack.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm confused.
So too.
I feel like they might have just changed that part. Maybe he was trying out the lumberjack game for a little bit and it just wasn't working out, so he went to...
cowardice.
I think having an axe is also a problem for him too, to be honest.
Yeah, but is it better or worse than having a knife and a gun?
Probably not as bad, yeah.
Like, owning a knife and gun store seems like the same as Sam from Cheers owning a bar, even though he's a recovering alcoholic.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like he's holding on to it for sentimental reasons and nothing else. But yeah, those sentimental reasons will probably lead their way to murder, I imagine. There's no way that doesn't... I mean, someone's getting murdered in this show, right? It'd be kind of like a tease otherwise.
Oh no, there's no death.
There's only the metaphorical kind.
Imagine if he, instead of being a killer, he turns to just being a caffeine addict instead.
Oh yeah, he's like real hyper all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Also, that'd be a fun time. The new series, by the way, of course, is titled New Blood.
So, I mean, sounds like there's going to be some blood, right?
It sounds like there's blood involved, yeah. Like, you gotta bring in some blood. You gotta bring. If you promise blood, there better be blood.
So you think there's going to be 8 more seasons of this?
I hope not.
8 seasons. That's like a really long running program. Holy.
Yeah, Showtime really loves running shows into the ground.
Yeah, after that many seasons, even if the ending's bad, I don't. You better have some good ideas, right?
Yeah, and they didn't after 4 seasons, so. Anyway, all that out of the way. Let's waste no more time. We watched a show. Now it's time to talk about it.
Yeah,
what did we watch?
We watched Her-Man.
That's right. She-Man, it's there. Oh. Masters of the Universe Revelations is a direct sequel series to the original He-Man and the Masters of the Universe cartoon show. The story features the Guardians of Castle Grayskull in a battle against Skeletor and his legions of Snake Mountain. After a final battle fractures Eternia, it's up to Teela to solve the mystery of the missing Sword of Power and a race against time to prevent the end of the universe. Did Masters of the Universe give you the power, or did it leave you a shrunken skeleton?
Oh, I thought you were going to say, did Masters of the Universe pawn your dick and taint?
Oh.
Same as...
Because it's Kevin
20
Smith?
years later. Yeah.
No, I decided against it, but I'm glad we got the Kevin Smith reference in. It is necessary.
I'm sure there'll be more.
But yeah, this is a show. A lot of stuff going on here, I guess. Right off the bat, we gotta talk about it. They do kill. He-Man is dead in the end of this first episode. He's just dead. He doesn't even. He appears only in a brief flashback in the second episode.
Yeah, he heroically sacrifices his life. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, He-Man. Dead forever, never coming back for sure. Because he also took Skeletor with him, and we know that guy's not coming back.
Yeah, we know that those 2 characters are never gonna make another appearance.
No, that's the end of their stories, and now it's time for... It's just going to be about Teela all the time. 24/7 Teela. When Teela's not on screen, the characters look at themselves and they say, "Where's Teela?"
They do that. It's like, "Where's Teela?" You know, there was a lot of reviews on IMDb saying, "Where's He-Man?" Like they don't understand.
Which is strange, because he is here.
He was very prevalent in the first episode, so how do people not understand what's happening?
Yeah, not sure. So, I'm not sure how much...
He-Man?
He's there. He's like hanging out, and he's like, I'm fighting Skeletor. Huzzah. That's the thing with these 2 episodes. There isn't a whole lot really to discuss with them in terms of like breaking down what happens. It's a pretty straightforward story.
Yeah, I thought the first episode was really strange for a setup episode, because they established the setting and all these people, and then it's just like, well, actually
transformed.
Yeah, it's like, actually, like, I hope you weren't attached to this somehow, because like, who cares?
Yeah, they kill off everyone's favorite character, Moss Man.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, who shows up for a grand total of 5 seconds before being incinerated.
And that causes He-Man to go Super Saiyan.
He had that power to just like roast him, just like that, just like no effort required, just like flamethrower stab, just gone.
Yeah, Mossman got the cat's treatment there, just dying very quickly to inspire everyone else, who then died.
Who did cats inspire with his death? Mostly
Emma?
It just seemed like people got sad.
I don't know. I feel like Emma went hard on Rakoa because of the cats dying.
Yeah, they were kind of upset. I don't know if they were inspired or if they were just like... I guess they kind of realized how stupid things were for like a half a minute, right?
Yeah, but then Emma still goes back out. So basically, this episode starts with, like, there's this big party. Tila's getting promoted or something. Don't worry, by the end of the episode, it doesn't matter. I forgot that the cat could talk, so that threw me for a loop. I guess I should ask, what's our history with He-Man?
0.
I think I saw it like on TV, and I was just like, "Wow, this is kind of boring."
Oh yeah, the Toonami one wasn't. The one in the mid-aughts was kind of dull.
I remember watching the one in the mid-aughts and being like, this is fine.
I get it.
Yeah. He-Man always struck me as the, like, stupider cousin of Transformers and G.I. Joe.
I thought Skeletor was, like, mildly amusing as just, like, this over-the-top, ineffectual bad guy, but that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, yeah, it's always, like, Transformers and G.I. Joe, there's some cool stuff going on there, at least. But this one, like, yeah, I guess Skeletor's cool, but then he's, like, hanging out with people called, like, Stinkor and, like, Lobster Boy. It's just,
and also he loses every fight really easily.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's just bones.
True.
But he's still, like, really smug. It's funny. It's a funny bit.
So yeah, He-Man shows up to Castle Grayskull with what appear to be some people he's captured. Turns out it's a trap. Skeletor's there. He's like, "You fell for my trap, sorceress."
It was a trick. I was deceiving you.
The He-Man that he has is a robot, which starts something that I was very shocked to learn about He-Man, which is that apparently it exists in some sort of technological society. Which I didn't know was a thing. I thought this was just a fantasy world. But it turns out there are robots and shit as well. Because robots also sell toys.
Yes, in fact, they even have some Xeon mobile suits, as we see later on. The Zagok makes an appearance.
And that's gotta be a direct reference. They're not even trying to hide that that's a literal one-to-one.
Like, all they did was change the color to gray.
But yeah, they, He-Man, they start fighting the sorceress. She calls for He-Man. He-Man, of course, is the identity of Prince Adam. I don't know why he has to keep it a secret, but he does. And he goes off to save the day. There's this big battle going on. He-Man storms the castle, goes to the secret underground part of Castle Grayskull. Turns out there's like a secret magic
orb
realm.
It's got an orb.
There's an orb. And He-Man and Skeletor are fighting over the orb. The actual battle between He-Man and Skeletor is pretty cool. I will say that much.
It was a little short.
It's a little short. Like, if you're... The show could have... Maybe take out some of that comedy bits with the magician dude. I don't need to see that.
Yeah, the mage from Final Fantasy IX.
Yeah, I don't need to see that. Give me more of the fight. Because there's like... there's some cool stuff in there. At one point, Skeletor like opens up a portal and then puts his hand through it, and it's a giant hand. But He-Man punches it and he's stronger because it's He-Man. That's one of those things that I like to say activates the like, just fires the neurons in your brain, like like that's cool neurons.
I want to see like an over the top battle. Why do they just waste our time with a bunch of this nonsense, right?
Yeah, like, I just want to see these guys fight. I want to see He-Man fight Skeletor's big fist.
Yeah, especially since they're killing them off.
I want to play with my action figures for once. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, this was like I was starting to play with my action figures and my mom called me to dinner.
So you had to finish up the story.
Yeah, exactly. Mossman gets brutalized by Skeletor, and this spurs He-Man
incinerated.
on.
Swanson brutalized is like a very gentle term for what happened there. That was actually pretty brutal.
I guess it's true. Yeah, he gets burnt alive and just crumbles to like. And then Skeletor just makes a joke about it, that would probably piss me off too, if I'm not gonna lie.
So he's how do you feel about...
Yeah.
Smells like pine.
How do we feel about Mark Hamill as Skeletor?
It's just the Joker. That's fine.
That's my problem with that. He's not doing the Skeletor voice. He's not even trying.
I don't think he needs to. It's fine.
I don't know. I feel like it's associated with the character is that he sort of sounds...
Like a skeleton?
Yeah.
Yeah. I could do more of that. I would love to hear Mark Hamill do it. But yeah, this is essentially just Joker, but like maybe turned down slightly.
What if the Joker was a wizard?
Pretty much. He'd be like this. What if the Joker didn't have a face and was a wizard?
Wait, hold on. There was a run of the Batman comics where the Joker cut his face off.
Did he have magic?
He had the magic of comedy.
I think magic was involved to get his face back on.
When Joker was like, "I've made a terrible mistake."
I didn't think through my actions on this one and only this one.
I acted.
Babs, you gotta help me.
I acted impulsively.
It looks like I cut off my nose to spite my face. So yeah, He-Man stabs through Skeletor and inadvertently unlocks the orb that Skeletor needs. He-Man does a poor job of defending this orb.
He just like stands there like, "What? There's an orb? What?"
And Skeletor's like, "Thanks, I'm gonna bust this orb wide open." And
it's not really. He doesn't really explain very well why he was doing. He said he wanted the secrets, but why smash it?
Some people just want to see the world burn.
He didn't say that though. He was like,
"I want the secrets of the orb. I'm gonna smash it with my staff."
Maybe that's how you get the secrets, is by smashing it.
But the lady was like, "Actually, he just destroyed the universe, so he's like wrong." Is he just really stupid? Is that the idea?
I think Skeletor is just kind of a dumbass, right? If
probably
the original He-Man series is anything to go off of, Skeletor is not a very bright person.
No.
Skeletor is like a mix of the Joker and Dr. Robotnik.
He was clever enough to trick He-Man into unlocking the thing, though.
I guess that's true.
Because it was actually pretty clever. Like He-Man impales him with his sword.
Well, it seems more like a happy coincidence.
No, I think he did that on purpose, right?
No, I think
it's a Dr. Robotnik. He's got a Dr. Robotnik brain move that he's doing there for sure. Like,
it was just a twist of fate that he happened to be laying up against the keyhole and got stabbed there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he did it on purpose because he would gloat. I guess he would gloat regardless, but he was gloating as if he had done it on purpose. So yeah, He-Man decides that he is going to sacrifice himself to save everything. Skeletor, everyone, I guess, but Skeletor most of all, is shocked to find that he is a child. Skeletor is like very offended that he's arch enemy as a child.
We forgot to mention, I'm sure everyone on the internet already knows this, but He-Man's transformation sequence is straight out of Sailor Moon in this version.
Yes, it was like a magical girl transformation, like straight up.
The camera movements, the lighting.
Yeah, he got
zooming on his ass.
Yeah, he got some real Sailor Moon. So who does that make Tila Tuxedo Mask?
Yes.
All right. So yeah, He-Man becomes He-Dead Man.
Thank you, Swanson.
Because he dies, and so does Skeletor. They turn to ash, and
that means they're dead. By the way,
yeah, that's how you know they're dead. Listen, if I'm a pile of ash lying on the ground, guess what, guys? I'm dead.
Unless you're Majin Buu.
Yeah, it's true.
That would be very unfortunate if Majin Buu emerged from those ashes and terrorized Grayskull.
There's nothing you can do about it if it happens.
I think he's kind of outside the power scaling of He-Man.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think they would be able to handle him. He would easily take over Castle Grayskull. So yeah, they get their man of arms or whatever his name is, mustache boy. He's like, listen, I have to inform you, your son
Omni-Man.
was He-Man. And they're like, oh, how could you? The king's like, how could you betray me like this? You're fired. And then Tila goes off on a tangent where she's like, actually, he's like Liar Man. And I'm done with these lies. And she leaves. And that's the end of the first episode.
The end. Yeah, very, seemed like a weird sort of tantrum for a grown woman to have. It'd make more sense from a teenager.
Yeah, it seemed weird. It seemed like a weird way to cope with the loss of your friend, but hey, what do I know?
Yeah, we're not Kevin Smith.
It's true. I've also never had to
Who
deal
has
with it.
known
So.
lost.
Yeah, if my friend died, I'd sit down and think about it, drink a bottle of water.
Well, what if your friend died and it was revealed that he was like a big superhero that you might have had a crush on?
I would drink a bottle of water,
Oh, okay.
think about it, maybe go for a walk, look at the moon,
Classic stuff.
The moon's really big when you think about it.
Yeah? How often do you think about it?
Apparently a lot today.
So, in this second episode here, some time has passed at the very least. And yeah, so Tila's like a mercenary now. She's hanging out with this new lady. I think her name is Alundra. Andra.
Yeah.
Andra and Tila
Miss
are hanging
Andra.
out. They battle classic He-Man villain Stinkor, who is just like a skunk boy.
What a nasty man.
They beat him to get this like power glove or something that they give to this priestess lady. She explains that this is like a symbol of hope for the congregation that she runs. And
On my homeworld, it means hope.
And Andra says this line, which is one of the few puns that I had written down because it was the most egregious to me. She says, "No glove, no love," which is
Well, that's
in the original. Yeah, it's about condoms in the original context, right?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I thought that sounded vaguely dirty.
Because
yeah,
the condom is a glove for your dick.
it helps it helps your member grab onto things more effectively. Pick things up, put them down, pick them back up, put them down. You know how it is.
Yeah. You know what they say? If the glove does not fit, you must quit.
You must pumping.
Yeah.
What is happening right now?
We're talking about safe sex.
But
Today we're talking about the vagina.
Does that imply that there are condoms in Eternia?
Yes.
Why would there not
I mean,
be?
they've got
robots.
hovercraft and they got mobile suits.
I guess there's nothing stopping them.
Unless you're saying there's no condoms in Universal Century.
I don't
Which
think
might be
so.
why no one's having sex.
Yeah. Well, the people we see in Universal Century are just sad, so they're too sad.
Charles
to have
like,
sex.
I can't. Not until marriage.
It's telling that the only person we know is getting it is on Earth.
It's bright.
Well, yeah, it's true. We do know Brett is getting it. All of the people that
Every
we know,
couple of years.
all the people that we know got it on, were on Earth when they did so.
Yeah, I think so.
How can you have sex in space? That's disgusting. That's perverted. That's like a perverse, sinful thing.
That's an affront to God.
You're laughing. Yeah, if you have sex on the moon,
I guess
you're laughing at God.
Actually, Dozle Zabi probably had sex in space to produce Minerva.
Yeah, well, he's a
So
sicko.
that is the one exception.
Keo's right. He is a sicko.
He's more of a himbo. Like a misguided himbo.
A slightly genocidal himbo.
Yeah. Not even
His
slightly.
brother put him up to it.
And he was
His
like,
older
okay,
brother.
I guess I'll do it. Whatever.
So yeah, they get dispatched by this lady who is very clearly Evelyn from the first episode. It's not even there. She's clearly the old lady. Because she keeps calling back to stuff that like Tila should just be like, "Hey, how do you know that?" But she doesn't, because that's not how this story goes. So this lady tells them that
she's operating on like dream logic or something, right?
Yeah. Because like they go to Snake Mountain, a place that should already be suspicious if someone asks you to go there, because it's where Skeletor used to hang out. And she says that they need to get a goblet from there that belongs to an old friend. What goblet could it possibly be? Like what? I guess there's no thought process behind this. She's just like, yeah, sure, I'll do this dumb mission. Like, was Tila just not listening?
Yeah, I'm telling you, dream logic is just like you go along with it because it sounds like it makes some sense, so you just do it, right?
Yeah. So this is the most wild thing in either of these episodes. So they go to Snake Mountain, and it's been turned into this like church to technology.
Yeah.
This is
face.
This is kind of cool, but also, how the fuck does this work in this setting? So these two guys who used to work for Skeletor, Lockjaw and Triclops. Can't got a guy named Triclops. So they're now like advocates for the new flesh. They're advocates for metal, so they give you like this slime that turns you into a robot. Like this dude's eye pops out with like a little robot thing, and he gets like a metal arm with a buzzsaw.
They make you watch a TV show that gives you a tumor in your head.
Yeah. Yeah, you just think you turned into a robot.
Or maybe you actually did.
And
you
also
do get a weird flesh gun.
I mean, Triclops is sort of preaching like the guy at the end of Videodrome before he gets shot.
Yeah.
So, kind of makes sense. He also says, this is the other pun that I had written down, live and diode.
That's vaguely technology sounding, so it works.
So they have this fight here with these robots. It's kind of fun. It's kind of a fun fight.
I don't remember anything.
Again, it's too quick. Like they could have just had.
The show isn't very good looking.
It isn't very good looking?
I don't think so. I don't care for the Fox anime style.
It's not very impressive looking, no, and the animation it's fluid, but it's not like fun, right?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, when you do stuff like that, you're just making me want to watch real anime. Not this watered down.
True. So they fight these guys. They get this goblet. Turns out, hey, guess what? Guess who this old lady was? That was Evelyn. But she's not evil. She's neutral.
Neutral.
Because she's hanging out with the sorceress, and they've got this plan to save the universe. Because, listen, no one wants the universe to blow up. That's a bad idea. So they decide to be team up people. It looks like the women get it done, and in the Masters of the Universe land.
True. Also, the cat's there. He's like, we don't want to fight anymore.
Oh yeah, there's a cat. The cat is like, so the cat. It's been like, I guess, a year, or it's been a couple years, right? At least that's what the sorceress's appearance seems to suggest. Because she aged a lot in between two episodes.
I thought you were just pretending to be an old lady.
No, that's Evelyn. The sorceress is the lady with like the.
Oh.
She's the lady who's like protecting Grayskull or something.
Maybe she was always old.
Maybe.
And the magic, which is keeping her young.
So was the cat just hanging out with her the whole time? He was like, I got nothing else to do.
Well, what else is he supposed to do? He's a cat.
Yeah, He-Man's dead.
This is true. Nothing's going to turn him into Battle Cat, so he's stuck being Scaredy Cat.
Yeah.
So what was his name? Cringy?
His name is fucking Cringer. Imagine naming your cat that. That's the most passive-aggressive thing I've ever heard. Hey, you're big fraidy cat. Your name's Cringer. Because you cringe.
Yeah, unlike me, who names his cats stuff like Scrambles and Quattro Pagina.
You name all your cats?
No. No.
You didn't name Scrumbles?
I named Scrambles and I named Quattro.
I see.
I've named 0 cats.
I named my cat like cat.
Ooh. With a K?
Or, with a C, with 2 T's, cat.
Oh, okay. Well, that is inventive still.
If I got another cat, I'd name him Robert Stack's Unsolved Mysteries.
That's a long name for a cat.
Well, what's the problem?
That's the end. That is the end of these episodes, pretty much. What do we think about this?
I mean,
They should have made these ladies gayer.
Yeah, they should have had a kiss, at least one kiss.
One kiss.
Maybe a sex scene.
At least one. Yeah, this show for kids should have had a sex scene.
Or maybe a platonic love you, babe.
Yeah, something. It was fine. Like, the animation is okay. The story is there. It's mildly interesting, I suppose, even though it seems to be following pretty familiar beats.
It's kind of all over the place a little bit. Like, it doesn't really have too much of an identity, probably because they're trying to have, like, both things, like 80s, whatever, campiness plus whatever this is. Like,
yeah, it's trying to be both an 80s cartoon show and a modern cartoon show.
I feel like it's weird having Tila be the one to pick up the torch. Not like moving it forward a generation, or at least metaphorically like the Transformers movie did when they killed off Optimus Prime.
Well, that's to imply that still implies that He-Man's not coming back. Which, I mean, it seems unlikely. I'm sure He-Man will be back and he'll have the power.
Yeah, he's coming back. He's gonna be like, "Hey guys, I'm actually alive, and Skeletor's here too, and we fused."
Well, it's a Netflix show, so we can just check if he comes back or not.
I did check, and he comes back.
And he's fused with Skeletor. They're one person now, and
that'd be fun.
Spoilers for the final of... So this show's coming out in 2 bits, so the first bit is like 5 episodes, and the second bit will be the final 5. At the end of this bit, he does come back, but he also comes back with Skeletor, so you're kind of right there, Kyo.
They're one person,
Skeletor, yeah, go ahead.
And Skeletor is like, they're split down the middle, like his like half his face is He-Man, half his Skeletor.
No, I think they both come back as two separate whole individuals. And Skeletor gets the Sword of Power and he ascends to godhood.
No, he didn't.
Oh, that's crazy.
So, yeah, he gets a real Kefka moment there.
You really spoiled it on us here, Swanson. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. What do you guys think? What are the final thoughts?
I'm tuning out on this. It wasn't good enough to recommend to anybody.
True.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give it a tune out. There were parts that I thought that are fun, and it feels like there's not enough of it.
I mean, this is fine for, like, kids, I guess.
Yeah.
But anything is, so.
The problem with this show is that it was interesting, but it wasn't interesting enough to keep me from looking at my watch.
It doesn't have the parts of He-Man I'm interested in, which is He-Man and Skeletor.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, there's not much going for this setting. Like, you have a good guy castle and a bad guy castle. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you need to have the funny bone man. Or otherwise you don't have anything.
It's true. It's not. It's a real disservice. That's sort of what I mean when I say like G.I. Joe and Transformers are the better of He-Man. Because once you get rid of He-Man and Skeletor, you got nothing. No other characters are as fun in the He-Man universe. If you take out Optimus Prime and Megatron, you still got some fun Transformers in there.
Honestly, you don't even need He-Man. You just need Skeletor. Anybody he goes against, it could be fun.
It's true. Or you take out, I forget who the leader of G.I. Joe is, and, like, Destro, Joe? And you still have...
I think it's Duke.
Yeah, you take out Duke and Destro, you still have a fun group of people fighting each other. But, like, I don't know. It just doesn't work as well. So that's a tune out on Masters of the Universe Revelation. And, hey, that'll about do it for this week's episode of the show.
And before we wrap up, though, Swanson...
Yeah?
I've
been kind of... our 3-year anniversary?
Kinda. I mean, look... I've been looking at the glyphs. I've been looking at the artifacts, and I've kind of come across like a little bit of a discovery about our whereabouts.
Oh?
I don't know how to tell you guys this.
Oh?
But we're actually...
Kill!
Oh no! We're running out of time!
It's
over.
I found him! Hey folks, it's time for the TV Tuners Fact of the Week. Did you know that her name is actually Meadow Soprano? Meadow? What, you didn't know?